So this is just a quick little video I made to share the process if you're interested in swapping your Campagnolo EPS standard battery with an internal seat tube style battery, which this is the newer battery there. It's got the two bottle mounts there, all the wires connected, and this is the battery charger there. Just to the left of it is the power cord that goes into this, and then you've got all the bits and pieces. You need a new power control unit. So it's just kind of a quick little overview video of what all the components you'll need to switch your Campagnolo EPS to an internal style. So this is the original control box there, and then the frame we're switching it on is it's a Parley. So there's a few challenges. The holes weren't quite ideal. We went ahead and went with this hole here on the bottom that the original battery cable went through. It was a little big for the purposes, but we made it work. The tools we're using are the actual Campagnolo rod that threads into the top of the battery to insert it, and then this is just a little tool I made that's a little magnet. It's similar to Campy's tool to route the battery cable, and then I just use my standard little DI tool routing tools, and so I've got the three chainstay, C-tube, and down tube, got them routed, and then kind of U-turned up coming out through the C-tube there. So basically just got them all hooked up there, kind of color coded them so it's kind of easy to see what's going on, and then from there it's just a matter of kind of slowly pulling everything, a little at a time through. It's definitely easier with the little tools there to pull a little bit at a time. Now, one of the challenges on this particular setup, the Parley frame, all the water bottle mounting, the water bottle bracket holder brackets there, it's not a hole into the frame that's threaded. It's actually a stud that's molded into the frame, so you would use a nut to actually mount your water bottle cage. So basically we couldn't mount the Campagnolo battery how you would I would normally do it with this setup. So basically kind of what I did was just put some electrical conduit foam wrapping, and then just wrapped it up on the top and bottom with some electrical tape, just enough to where it was fairly tight fit, but not so tight that it just enough to keep it from bouncing around, making noise and things like that, but not so tough that it's going to be impossible to get out later on, which that's kind of one nice thing with the Campagnolo rod that you use to insert the battery with. But anyway, I'm just kind of plugging away at it here, and getting all the wires positioned, and I was a little, it seemed like it was going to be pretty close, because this frame is it's a custom frame. You see the head tube and you can see how tall it is, but it's a pretty, I think the guy that has it is, he's probably NBA basketball size player type guy. So anyway, just working it through here, pulling the wires a little bit at a time. Kind of had to work the rod up and down just so that the wires wouldn't overlap or get tangled up with each other. But it's pretty straightforward, and everything came out pretty nice there. Pretty not too much issue. There's one small hole in the in the bottom of the C-tube, and then just kind of some small holes in each of the down tube and chainstay there. So that's my little padding job, and it fits pretty nice into the tube itself there. So this is just threading the rod in there. And, typically you'll kind of just measure the depth there, but it's similar to what I did. There's a little tab on the end that I kind of let that just basically go all the way down to the bottom, and it sticks out about a half an inch or so there, so it's not like the wires aren't gonna hit the edge. So they had plenty of room with a little piece even bottomed out there. But yeah, it you know, I kind of had to basically get the wires most of the way fed through, and then start the battery through, and kind of just push and work it through where nothing was getting tangled up and such. So kind of just getting everything worked through at this point. And you know, I might be able to notice that I removed the drive side cup there, so just to make it a little bit easier. So we've got our battery positioned and just undo the rod. You know, at this point I've got everything basically hooked up just to test the system. I mean, normally I like to hook everything up and just test it, you know, right on the bench just to make sure everything's good. But kind of just mock this one up, as you know, without having it hooked up. But this is the difference between the little power control units. Basically, they look identical, but you will need that IF14RE EPS version if you're gonna go to the internal battery. So just doing a little test, make sure everything's working, and yeah, sure enough, it's all good to go. I think I had to tweak it just to, you know, readjust everything just a tiny touch, but you know, we got all the components and everything off. And so there's the little charging port there. There's a little plastic piece in there, but with the can't be a little guard on the insert of the cup there. It's going to keep all the wires off of the spindle. So yeah, it all worked out pretty well. You know, you got the little, you know, luckily I had just enough space underneath that water bottle cage to get the cutoff magnet there to, you know, kind of the on-off switch. But yeah, got it all together. Everything works great, and that's it. So thanks for watching.